Thank you. First of all, I would like to request everyone to maintain decorum in the whole session. Please don't try to switch on your mic within the session. Otherwise, we will remove you from the meeting. If you want to ask any questions from our speaker, put it in the chat box and Anchor will address on your behalf to the speaker. Let's begin the session. Winners are there within you and me. We just need to explore those capabilities. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session. Today, I, Shruti, on the behalf of Dadichi, the Competitive Society, Rajdhani College, University of Delhi, welcomes you all to this informative. Now, I request our Honorable Principal Sir, Professor Rajesh Guru. Sir, you always guide us and inspire us to organize such events. Now, I request you, sir, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Shruti. So, good afternoon to all of you. So, first of all, my heartiest welcome to Madam Anishka Verma ji, who spared out her time on this virtual platform to,
Thank you so much, sir.
to interact with our students. Really, being a teacher, this is so fascinating that our young officers, so we can just visualize the future of my own students. So I would just like to apprise you that we at Rajdhani College, we did not have this kind of platform or society for preparation for UPSC examination. It was 2018, I think. My students, they planned it, and we started this competitive society. And from that very day, or during even this COVID, so they were so active. And I'm really thankful to all the speakers we invited in the past, all young IS officers, bureaucrats. My team, somehow they managed to invite, and happily they interacted. So, and I'm really happy that although my colleagues, they're busy in online teaching and doing admission online, but even that, they just planned this webinar, and the topic is really very pertinent. That how to manage stress, it is really very, very difficult, and that too when you are aspiring, you are preparing for the UPSC exam. So a person like our today's guest, Miss Anishka Verma, really, I'm happy and hope that all my young students, they will be exchanging their issues, they will be interacting with you, their queries, and definitely will benefit. So with these words, once again, my welcome from Rajdhani College family and from the Dadichi Society. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us and encouraging us with your kind words. It means a lot for all of us. Now, I request everyone to please maintain decorum in the whole session. Please don't try to switch on your mic between the session. Otherwise, we will remove you from the meeting. If you want to ask any questions from our speaker, put it in the chat box and Anchor will address on your behalf to the speaker. Now, I would like to introduce you all with our speaker of the session, Miss Anshika Verma, ma'am. Ma'am, you have done your schooling from SMC Allahabad. You have completed engineering in electronics and communication from Galgottius College, Noida. You achieved All India rank 136 in UPSC Civil Services Exam 2020. Your optional was anthropology and you prepared it with self-studies. You are pursuing civil services to become a part of governance machinery and contribute to social change. Now, I would like to invite you, ma'am, to begin with the session.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So, as rightly spoken by Shruti, I'm Anshika Verma, AIR 136 in this year's UPSC CSE examination. And I'm here to interact with you all. Please feel free to ask any questions. And this session is very close to my heart as well because of the subject that we are addressing today, which is stress management. And I was one person who used to be very stressed about the entire preparation, even before entering it. During my first attempt, I could not clear prelims, and it was I attributed to the stress that I took during the examination. My preparation was okay, but I was really stressed. So I worked upon those things in the second attempt, which was this one, and I tried to manage my stress and time during this preparation. So yes, this is special to me, and I feel really honored to be a part of this platform. And please, let's move ahead with the questions.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us and taking out time for enlightening us with your words of wisdom and knowledge. Now, for moving forward, I would like to invite Yash Sharma for question answer session. It's over to you, Yash. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. It's great to be a part of this session with you. So let us start with the questions.
Good evening.
So first, Aditya Modi has asked, what is your
Sure.
strategy for GS4 and tell me something about essay paper?
Okay. So the GS4 ethics paper is very unconventional. You need to adopt a very pragmatic strategy for it. So for the questions that are 10 markers, you need to be well versed with certain codes and topics. And what preparation can you do for it? You can try writing answers to those. And then when you write answers, try assessing it. Is it making sense to you? What I did was I made notes on all the topics of GS4 papers and revised them thoroughly. There were a number of quotes as well that I learned and revised, and I tried incorporating those quotes in my answers as well. So my answers were full of several quotes. And then there was a previous year topper, Vishakha ma'am. She scored 165 in ethics. So I also thoroughly went through her copies and then her style of writing, the clarity that she showed in her answers. I tried using that and tried incorporating that. And for the case study part in ethics, I think it requires you to think like a bureaucrat. It requires you to think like a civil servant because they ask you situational questions like if you're the collector, if you're the SP of a city, how will you handle a certain situation? So for that, you also need to think. So for ethics, it's really important that you use your mind. The application of mind is really important so that you start thinking like a bureaucrat because it's a very responsible position. So your answers also need to reflect that kind of responsibility that might be given to you. So that is the broader strategy, I think, for ethics.
Ma'am, before moving forward question answer round, I think firstly let us focus on the topic of webinar, which is how can we manage stress between the preparation. Like we all are student of Delhi University, we have to manage college activities as well, our academics and preparation also. So how can we manage stress? So let us focus on it, and after that you can take session on it, and after your address will be completed, then we will move forward question answers.
Okay. Did you ask about stress management? You were not audible in the middle.
Ma'am, I'm asking like how can we manage stress while we are preparing? Because we are college level students, we have
Okay.
to manage academics and other activities as well. And firstly, let us talk about that.
Okay. Sure. So about managing stress in the exam, I think it is important to acknowledge the fact that there are two aspects to any exam. Either you pass it or you do not. So in the first step, you have to accept that you might not clear it in the very first go. So relieve yourself of the burden of clearing it in the first attempt. Be kind to yourself. Have a plan in mind. Stress management is invariably linked to time management. If you manage your time well, if your preparation is well planned, it reduces the amount of stress that you take. So I would suggest planning your day ahead. If you are college students, you might be getting very little time to study on a daily basis. So don't bog yourself down with all the preparation material. Choose limited material, revise that, stick to that, practice test, and then analyze yourself. Everybody's starting point is different. one might know more than the rest of the candidates. So, you have to plan accordingly. And if you plan well, then your preparation is, streamlined in a manner that your stress reduces in itself. So planning is the main part of it. And then don't plan on a daily basis. You can make weekly plans so that one day if you're not able to meet one target and you're stuck in something, some college work or anything, there's several things happening while you're in college. So don't beat yourself down that I'm not able to do it in one day. How will I move ahead with the preparation? Plan for a week, keep it easy, keep it simple, and then obviously have faith. Have faith and have a good strategy in mind.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, there's a question. Ma'am, what was your study schedule during UPSC journey?
Okay. So my schedule was that I used to study late in the night. So I used to study till 4 in the morning when I was preparing for prelims. Till 4 in the morning, and then I used to wake up by 10 or 11 and then start studying by 12 p.m. again. So I would start my day with the newspaper usually because it's really indispensable. Newspaper has to be studied because you have to.
I think there's some network issue. Let us wait.
In your head. So I think that is one thing that I did. Very consistent with current affairs preparation.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a question. How to tackle prelims, especially how unpredictable it is becoming these days.
Okay. Yes, very rightly said. Prelims is becoming really unpredictable these days. The questions asked are not on predictable lines. What you can do is start practicing MCQs. That was my strategy. You can make your own strategy, but what I can share what I did. So I practiced nearly 25 MCQs on a daily basis so that I learn how to answer questions, how to eliminate answers, because sometimes it so happens that you get confused between two options in a question, and that will happen, and that will happen to everybody. So, to eliminate that confusion, sort of intelligent guessing has to be done. And that will come only with practice and with solid preparation of static material. Subjects like polity, economics, and history, these are sort of scoring and they are static. So, there's hope that you can score and these questions will be on predictable lines. So you can try strengthening your these subjects, polity, economics, and all these subjects, and score well in these. The rest of the questions you can eliminate by intelligent guessing.
Ma'am, there's a question. Ma'am, please share your book list, which books you use.
Okay. Okay, so for polity, as everyone does, I also read Lakshmikant. For history, I read NCRTs class 6 to 12, leaving those world history ones. The world history ones I could not read because I did not have that amount of time. So 6 to 12 NCRTs for history as well, and then Bipin Chandra, India's struggle for independence for modern history. And this I supplemented with my coaching notes because I joined the coaching for GS, the IS in Allahabad. So I used to revise those notes and supplemented these with NCRTs and used to make the notes of NCRTs and add them to my coaching notes. Then for art and culture, I read Fine Arts NCRT, which is class 11th NCRT. Along with that, I read CCRT material, government material on these subjects. And NIOS also has some material on art and culture. I also read that. So that was all. I did not read Nitin Singh Hania for art and culture. For environment and ecology, the last four chapters of biology NCERT that I read, and I thoroughly relied on current affairs for environmental preparation. So I solved all the test series, all the test papers of environment, be it vision, be it insight. So I thoroughly solved those tests to keep myself updated with all the current happenings in environment and ecology because that forms a substantial part of the paper. So I think linking it with current was very important for me. So I made notes out of test series for environment. And then for geography, again, NCERT class 11, 12, along with my coaching notes. And GC Leong, I gave two readings of it, but later I could not revise it. So you can skip it. Uh, I think NCERTs suffice for building up a good base for geography. So these were the books that I used. For economics, also NCERT and my coaching notes, plus current affairs.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a question. I feel very disappointed when the daily basis targets are not completed. So, how can I overcome the stress and how can I stop the procrastination?
See, whoever has asked this question, please understand that this is something that happens to everyone, each one of us. So when we are aspirants, we do feel that unpredictability, that uncertainty. So how can you stop procrastination? Is I would suggest set weekly targets instead of daily targets. That makes it easier to complete those targets, and then you also feel a sense of fulfillment when you are able to meet those targets. So set weekly targets. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Even if you're missing out on some targets, please check if you are setting unrealistic goals. Don't set unrealistic goals. Be very realistic about what you can do in a day. And again, I would say don't be too harsh on yourself. It's also very important that you take care of your mental health all through the preparation because this is a long journey. So if you're missing out on targets, please be pragmatic about setting those targets as well.
यस मैम मैम यहाँ एक प्रश्न पूछा गया है क्या जब यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट्स साइंस और आर्ट्स स्ट्रीम से होते हैं तो क्या उनकी तैयारी में अलग अलग दिक्कतें आती हैं क्या साइंस के स्टूडेंट्स को ज्यादा आसानी होती है ये मैम प्रश्न पूछा गया है
जी ऐसा तो नहीं है कि ज़्यादा आसानी होती है साइंस के स्टूडेंट्स को बस एक ही एडवांटेज होगा शायद वो होगा सीसैट का जिसमें उतनी मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ती क्योंकि मैथ्स वगैरह अच्छे से पढ़ी होती है कॉलेज और स्कूल में तो उसके अलावा मुझे नहीं लगता कोई ऐसा एडवांटेज है इनफैक्ट जैसे सब्जेक्ट्स हैं पॉलिटी इकोनॉमिक्स या ज्योग्राफी हिस्ट्री इन सब से तो साइंस स्टूडेंट्स का काफ़ी टाइम से कोई कांटेक्ट रहता नहीं है क्योंकि उनकी सब्जेक्ट्स अलग होते हैं फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ्स इनका कोई यूज़ नहीं है इस एग्जाम में तो आसानी और दिक्कत तो सबके लिए रिलेटिव होगी बट आई थिंक यूपीएससी एक बहुत लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड ले करता है एग्जाम के लिए आप किसी भी स्ट्रीम से हो अगर आप मेहनत कर रहे हैं सही डायरेक्शन में तो ये सब डाउट्स हटा दीजिए कि मैं इस स्ट्रीम से हूँ तो क्लियर नहीं कर पाऊंगी या किसी और से हूँ तो कर लूंगी ये सब मत सोचिए प्लीज रिमूव दैट सेल्फ डाउट नहीं हो पाएगा बिलीव इन योर सेल्फ और तभी हो पाएगा ये एग्जाम क्लियर
yes ma'am there's a question should we make notes from newspaper or not
Again, it varies from person to person. I will tell about myself. I did not make any notes from newspaper because at the end of the month you get compilations from various coaching institutions and those are very good. They have everything in one place. आप अगर न्यूज़पेपर से नोट्स बनाने चलोगे तो आप जैसे आरबीआई की किसी पॉलिसी के बारे में नोट्स बना रहे हो आज कुछ लिख कर आएगा दूसरे दिन कुछ और आएगा मे बी एक हफ्ते बाद कुछ और आए how will you compile all of these things together it will become really hectic और शायद उतना अच्छा compilation बन भी ना पाए तो you can skip that you can rely on coaching institutes they do this job very well और time save करना जरूरी है इस एग्जाम में आप रिवाइज करने में वो टाइम इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं जो न्यूज़पेपर के नोट्स बनाने में करें तो आई थिंक यू कैन स्किप दैट
Ma'am, what is the effective strategy to complete the vast syllabus of UPSC?
Okay. So yes, the syllabus is very vast, and strategy would be to plan ahead. Make a weekly and a monthly plan, and then you can decide as to whether it is achievable or not. So, like my plan went, I dedicated 1 month for polity, then another month for history. So I dedicated nearly 6 7 months for GS. उतना टाइम तो लगना ही है जीएस को करने में बिकॉज इट इज वेरी वास्ट फॉर सर्टेन. उसके साथ साथ आई वाज फॉलोइंग करंट अफेयर्स तो वो ब्रश अप हो रहा था अकॉर्डिंगली. एंड देन फॉर ऑप्शनल आल्सो माय ऑप्शनल
Ma'am, am I audible to you?
yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah, ma'am. Let's start. Ma'am, there's a question like, ma'am, I am also a third year ECE student. I am planning to give UPSC exam. Should I sit in placement and get into company, or I should avoid it and continue preparing for UPSC?
Okay. Okay, so this is entirely personal preference. You feel like you can prepare along with the job because the job usually tends to be really hectic. It must be a corporate job that you're planning to take up. So if you think you can, because a lot of people also do that. A lot of people prepare along with these jobs and they take out time on weekends. Most of their friends are relaxing. Then you have to study on those days when most of the others are relaxing. So it's totally your call. I personally felt that I could not carry on those things together because UPSC preparation is very exhausting, very time taking. So so you can definitely have a plan B in mind. But if you are thinking of jumping into the preparation, I would suggest that give it 1 or 2 years wholeheartedly, and then see if you want to go back to the corporate job.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there's written. A very good evening, ma'am. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for your UPSC ranking. Ma'am, can you please share the UPSC interview
Thank you.
experience with us? Because we are always told that it is very tough.
Okay. I would say that interview is the simplest part of the entire preparation, and it is the most fun part. इसको prepare करने के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा मजा आता है because then you're talking to somebody and it's just like a conversation. There are a lot of misconceptions regarding the interview session, but the board is usually very cordial and they really seem to be curious to know about your opinions on certain subjects. So if I talk about my interview experience, I come from Allahabad, that is Prayagraj. So I was asked about the name changing of Prayagraj as to whether something has changed in the city due to the name changing. Then I was asked about uh, marriages in India, whether they are imposed, are arranged marriage imposed. So they were simple questions, but more opinion-based questions. Then I was also asked about the Afghanistan issue that was very pertinent at that time. So I was asked whether India has taken the right stand and what is the future of Afghanistan, what can India do to tackle the situation, what are the security implications for India. So I was asked these questions, and it was like a conversation. It was a very cordial conversation, nothing to worry about.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a question. Like, I am a student of class 11. My aim is to be an IAS. So, what I want to know from you is what will we have to do to achieve our goals in the journey?
Okay. So since you are very young, since you are in class 11th, I would suggest you first focus on your school. and strengthen your foundation, whatever you're doing, even if you're appearing in class 11th or 12th boards, whatever, do it properly, do it with all your heart. And also plan your graduation well. Don't compromise with the quality of your graduation just because you want to be an IS officer. Do it well. It can help be your plan B. In fact, I did engineering only because I could use it as my plan B. So please focus on your studies right now and graduate well, and then prepare, then jump into this preparation, because this is a very uncertain arena, and it takes a lot of years, it takes a lot of strength and hard work to clear this exam. So don't bog yourself down right now. You're too young. Just focus on what you're doing, and later when the time comes when you graduate, you can prepare accordingly.
यस मैम. मैम, जैसा परिणाम आ रहा है उसमें ज्यादातर इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड के लोग सिलेक्ट हो रहे हैं, जैसे कि आप भी. ऐसे तैयारी के दौरान इंजीनियर्स क्या करते हैं जो अन्य नहीं? मैम, प्लीज शेयर योर व्यूज.
मुझे लगता है ये इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि इंजीनियर्स की संख्या ही बहुत ज्यादा हो गई है हमारी कंट्री में. अब तो बहुत सारे लोग इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं, तो नेचुरली वो हर एग्जाम में क्लियर करेंगे, उससे कोई लोड नहीं लेना है. मतलब इट्स नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, इट्स नॉट एन इशू. आपका कोई भी बैकग्राउंड हो, आप ये मत सोचिए कि मैं इंजीनियर नहीं हूँ तो मुझसे नहीं होगा, या मैं इंजीनियर हूँ मुझसे हो जाएगा. सी, आई डोंट कम फ्रॉम अ वेरी ब्रिलियंट कॉलेज. आई एम नॉट एन IITian. But so मेरे दिमाग में भी ये डाउट आता था कि maybe IITians are really sharp and they will make it to the list. I might not make it to the list. But as I said, it's a very level playing field. It won't matter where you come from, but you have to look at where you are going and the kind of effort that needs to be put in to reach there. That has to be good. उस पे focus करो. Don't focus on your background and everything. It doesn't matter.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what did you do for ethics paper?
Okay. So as I said, for ethics, I had my coaching notes. अमित सर के नोट्स थे. अमित रंजन, आई थिंक उनका नाम है, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा था, सॉरी. बट एथिक्स के नोट्स उनके थे, एंड वो मैंने फॉलो किए थे बहुत सारे भी. मैंने 2-3 बार उसको पूरा रिवाइज किया था. तो सारे टॉपिक्स जो मेंशन है सिलेबस में, उसके नोट्स बनाने चाहिए. एंड उसके साथ बहुत थरो होना पड़ेगा. लाइक यू हैव टू बी वेरी थरो विद व्हाट यू हैव रेड. इसको रिप्रोड्यूस करना होता है एग्जाम में. तो टेक मल्टीपल रिविजन एंड स्टिक टू फ्यू सोर्सेज. और उसमें वैल्यू ऐड करने के लिए कोड्स होते हैं और केस स्टडीज होती हैं, या कुछ अपनी लाइफ से भी एग्जांपल्स होते हैं. यू कैन नोट देम डाउन एंड इनकॉर्पोरेट देम इन योर आंसर सो दैट योर आंसर स्टैंड्स आउट व्हेन यू राइट इट. और केस स्टडी के लिए थोड़ा रिफ्लेक्ट करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा बैठ के सोचना पड़ेगा कि हाँ, अगर मुझे सच में DM बना दिया किसी जगह का, how will I act? You have to act rationally, you have to think like an administrator, you have to think rationally. So all those practices, you have to sit at your table and read those questions and reflect and think. So ethics का marks improve वैसे ही होता है, revision से, clarity से और rationality से. So I think that was my strategy for ethics.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, somebody has asked, like, I started my preparation for 2022 attempt last month. And is it possible to complete the syllabus and revise it and then clear it in the first go? Ma'am, may I repeat the question?
Hello?
Yeah, ma'am, may I
You're
repeat the
not
question?
audible. I missed the last part of the question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the person has said like he's preparing for 2022 examination, and as only 9 months are left, is it possible to complete the syllabus, revise it, and then clear
Okay.
it in the first go?
You're not audible to me, sorry. Let me see.
Ma'am, am I audible? Ma'am, am I audible
Okay, okay,
properly?
okay. So I suppose you're asking that is it possible? Uh, yes, I think so. Did you ask that it is possible to complete the syllabus in 9 months and appear for 2022 attempts, right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is definitely possible, and I have seen a lot of people do that. But maybe you'll know, need to put in more hours into it. शायद थोड़ा ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी इसको करने के लिए, क्योंकि प्रीलिम्स के लिए थोड़ी रिविजन की भी ज़्यादा ज़रूरत होती है. So you can definitely go for it. You can do it. You can, complete it in 6 to 7 months and give that a attempt. That is possible. Plan well. Just plan well.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, many of the students has asked the same question. Like, ma'am, what was your daily schedule? And like, there is very lack of timing. So, how can we manage daily routine? And what was your schedule?
Okay. So as I said, I used to study late in the night. So I used to start studying by say 12 p.m. In the afternoon, and from 12 I would study the newspaper, and then I would start with the GS at around 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then for 3 4 hours I used to study some GS subject, be it polity or history, geography, whatever I was studying during that time. And after that, I would switch to optional if I was also studying the optional subject. And during the night, I would either practice answer writing if I was preparing for mains at that time, and if I was preparing for prelims, I would solve few questions on a daily basis. So answer writing and practice of these questions would be done on a daily basis before going off to sleep. So I would usually divide my day into 3 4 slots, and then prepare according to my monthly or weekly plan.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a question. Ma'am, please give tips for interview. Ma'am, please give tips for interview. Ma'am, I think you are not audible.
Am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am, now you are audible.
Okay. So for the interview, as I said, you don't have to follow a very rigorous plan. It has to be a very conversation-like situation. So you just brush up whatever is written on your DAF, which is the form that you fill after you clear names. So several questions are based on that. You have to have a clear opinion on the current affairs that are happening during the course of your preparation, and be very honest about yourself and about everything that they ask you about, because if you bluff them it creates a very negative impression. So be honest and be confident and be clear about whatever you say in the interview, because there's a lot of cross questioning that's happening. So don't just say something to create some impression, because then they'll catch you later in some other question. So that is something for the interview.
Yes, ma'am, you are right. Ma'am, there's a question. Ma'am, can you please tell us which coaching you have joined for preparation? Because many coaching institutes used to claim that toppers are from their coaching, and this makes a good confusion among students.
Okay. So for coaching, since I live in Allahabad and I prepared from here, so I joined the Day IS in Allahabad for GS, and I did it for 5 to 6 months, and then I left it for self-study. For optional, I did not join any coaching, but I did do test series. I did test series of vision and of insights selectively. Some tests from Rouse as well, and for anthropology, I joined L2A test series. So sir used to send video lectures after the test series discussing the test. So that's all I did for anthropology. These were the coachings that I did. Vision has a very good material, so you can refer to that. It's very good.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. Ma'am, kindly tell us how to remember so many things for so much time, as we know, like UPSC is vast and prelim is also a bit based in information heavy.
Definitely, definitely. So I think for remembering things, revision is the most crucial part. Even I used to wonder how will I remember everything. When I was going through the first reading of every subject, I used to get very worried about the fact as to how to remember everything. So for remembering, revision is the key. There's no substitute to that. You'll have to revise and then you'll see how much you are able to retain. So revision can be done in two ways. Either you revise through test or you revise the main material that you're referring to. So I did both. I also revised the material multiple times and I also solved several tests. I nearly solved nearly 50 tests for prelims itself. So that also helped me revise. So I think that is how you retain things in this exam.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a question like, ma'am, my first preference will be IFS. So, do I need to prepare myself for the interview in a different manner? And on what point I should focus?
Okay. So sometimes one or two questions are asked based on the service preference that you mention on your DAF, which is the application form after you fill after you clear mains. So yes, you may be asked a few questions on why you choose IFS over IPS, IAS, or IRS. You may be asked those questions, so you can be prepared for that. And they might also ask you several questions from international relations because that should be your area of interest if you are choosing IFS. So yes, a different line of questioning may follow if your preference of service is different from the rest of the people. But no need to worry about that. It's usually an interesting conversation.
Ma'am, there's a question. When did you started answer writing practice?
Okay. Okay. So I started answer writing nearly 1 year into my preparation. I did not start right away because I did not know anything what to write because I was not well versed with most of the subjects. So once I got a knack of the subjects, once I understood the subjects, I started writing answers, and I used to write 2 to 3 answers every day on a daily basis, and उसको self assess करती थी खुद देखती थी कि is it right, is it something that someone would give marks on reading, and I did it for nearly 5 to 6 months.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a question like, when one does not have plan B ready, then how to cope up with the uncertain exam of UPSC?
Okay. Um, I would say that if you don't have a plan B ready, uh, don't stress too much about it. Put in all your efforts, but then think of something. There's definitely something other than this exam that you can do. This is not the only career choice available. So think of something you must have time to do that. And based on your capabilities, your area of interest, and your graduation, you can decide upon few things that you can do if this does not work out. Because it's always good to not put all your eggs in one basket and then rely upon that. It is a very uncertain exam for sure. Think of something, decide upon something that may suit you.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a question. Is it very important to read paper every day, or we can skip it as to complete it from monthly magazines?
See, it's a personal preference. A lot of people don't read it every day, but I personally feel that you can read it every day. You should read it every day because then all of a sudden you don't get a huge amount of information to remember. You are doing it in small doses every day, and then it gets consolidated in your head. So I would suggest going bit by bit, reading every day, and then learning from the newspaper.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, somebody has asked, like, what was your plan B?
Okay, so since I did engineering, my plan B was to upskill myself. If this does not work out, I would have switched to the private sector, and I thought of pursuing something related to data science. And yes, that was my plan B.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there's a question like, when we are preparing for UPSC, they ask for unbiased opinions. but most of the time we are biased with some things. So how to tackle this situation?
Yes. I'm sorry, I missed your question.
Ma'am, there's a question like UPSC always asks for unbiased opinion.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Hello.
Ma'am, am I audible to you?
Are you not audible? You're not audible.
Uh, Ma'am, am I audible to you now? Nandita di, am I audible
Yes,
or
yes,
not?
you are audible.
Yes, yes, now you're audible.
Yeah.
Not audible. No, you're not audible.
Yes, please ask question. I think you are audible.
Your voice is breaking.
Ma'am, I think there's network issue at your side.
Okay, now you're audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, there's one last question I would like to ask. Like for preparing for UPSC, we need a good IQ level. So, how can we increase our IQ level?
Okay, so about the IQ level, I think, it comes with practice. Once you spend several hours every day reading something, trying to recollect something or revising something, the more time you spend on it, the more abreast you become with the syllabus, and keeping updated with the syllabus is the most important. So, learning, reading, all these things, they help to build your IQ. I don't know about IQ, but it definitely improves your retention capability. So if you try working on that, if you try, practice a lot, read a lot, it definitely helps. So I think one can do that to improve retention skills.
Yes, ma'am. And now we are done with our questions. Ma'am, thanks a lot, ma'am, for taking out your prestigious time and sharing such informative and beneficial knowledge with us and answering all of our queries and questions. It was really great to be a
Thank you
part
so
of.
much. Thank you. It was a pleasure interacting with you.
Yes, ma'am. It was really great to be a part of this session with you. Now, with this moving forward, I would like to invite Mr.
Thank
Tarunendra for a vote of thanks.
तो जिस मेरी आवाज आ रही है
Yes, we are
हाँ,
your
जरूर.
proper.
ओके कहते हैं किसी भी राही को राह दिखाने के लिए मार्गदर्शक की आवश्यकता होती है। इसी प्रकार हम जैसे एस्पिरेंट्स को भी मार्ग दिखाने के लिए आज की वक्ता अंशिका वर्मा मैम का मैं तहे दिल से धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करना चाहता हूँ कि उन्होंने अपने बिजी शेड्यूल से अपना समय निकालकर हम सभी को अपना समय दिया और बहुत सारी बातें बताई हम सभी को सिविल सर्विसेज के प्रिपरेशन के बारे में। मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा हमारे प्रिंसिपल सर का और हमारे कन्वीनर डॉक्टर राजीव रंजन गिरी सर का, जिनके मार्गदर्शन और प्रोत्साहन के कारण से ही हम इस कार्यक्रम का सफलतापूर्वक आयोजन कर पाए। मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा हमारी दधीच की कोर टीम का, क्योंकि इस कार्यक्रम के सफलतापूर्वक आयोजन के पीछे हमारी कोर टीम का ही हाथ है और लगातार और मेहनत और लगन से ही ये कार्यक्रम को हमने सफल बना पाया। अंत में मैं आप सभी स्टूडेंट्स का, आप सभी विद्यार्थियों को धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करना चाहूंगा, जो पूरे समय तक पूरी लगन से और ध्यान पूर्वक सुने। और हम आशा करते हैं कि मैम के द्वारा जितने भी टिप्स दिए गए हैं, जितनी भी जानकारियां दी गई हैं, आप सभी के काम आएंगी और आपके प्रिपरेशन में एक नया बल और ऊर्जा का काम करेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद एक बार फिर से।
Yeah, so I would like to thank you all for joining and giving your prestigious time. So let's end the meeting. Now you all can leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.